Uh,
Well, I wanted to thank you for taking time to speak with me today.
well, I appreciate you taking the time to speak to me.
You have to be very proud of this full release.
Well, I sure am actually. Um, it feels really, really good. It's been a long time coming.
Were there any changes in the recording process this time?
Well, yeah, absolutely. In the past, we always booked time in some studio. We've been to the
Hmm.
Abyss studio, we've been to Fredman Studios, Studio Cave. And this time around, we did record the drums in Studio Cave, which is do you know a band called Kasyurol? It's an old,
Yes.
yeah. It's actually the guitar player from that band that has the studio, and we did the Blasphemy Returns mini CD in that studio 10 years ago. And this time we recorded all the drums in that studio, and then we did all the guitars, bass, and vocals in Daniel's home studio. So it's been a very, very different process doing this album compared to the other ones. Because, we haven't even been, me and Daniel have been in the same, studio recording the vocals,
Hmm.
and mainly did all the guitars on his own and the bass as well. So it's been very, very different from what it used to be in the past. So,
And I wanted to ask you if you could speak on Bow to None. It's my favorite track on the album.
which one? Bow to None.
Yes.
Ah, that's good to hear. I love that one as well. It's a straight in your face song.
Yes.
Stand up for yourself and fuck everybody else, pretty much.
Yeah, I
So,
love I love the way it drives, and I love, of course, the meme behind it.
that's cool. I appreciate you saying that.
And another track that really stands out for me is Beneath the Darkened Tomb. I wanted to ask if you could speak on that one as well.
Well, that's actually one of the first songs we started working on when we decided to make a new album. And I think that one is, I would say it's back to the roots kind of song if you listen to the melodies that we have in that one. So I think I can't remember who wrote what on that song right now, but it's like we took a look in the back mirror and kind of went back to Forever Blasphemy, got inspired by the melody stuff that we had on that one. So that's basically what we tried to do with that one. Go back in time, kind of. So, and it's a killer one, and you got some really nice hooks
Oh, yes.
in that song.
And also, for someone who's just gotten on the bus as I have, I wanted to ask you if you could take me back in time and how everything started. How did the band begin?
Oh fuck! I'm gonna take you back a long, 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 long way back. Well, um, I started playing, guitar when I think I was 13 years old or something. And I'm going to be 51 this year. And I think this must have been like 88, 89 or something. And we started playing around, me and a drummer. And we actually had a band called Haunted back in 89. And it was pure shit, of course, because we could hardly play. Then we started up a new band in 1990 called Adversary, and we did 3 demos. And then actually, I played bass back then, and I got booted from the band in '92. So I started up Behemoth, and we did 2 demos. And then the singer we had at the time, he quit. So I figured, well, what the fuck should I do now?
Right.
So I decided to change the name to the name we have now in Aeternum, and I took over vocal duties. And this was back in 1994. And then we just kept on going. And, it took a few years made small demos and stuff like that, and trying to find a new sound, because the first stuff we did with Behemoth was more like black metal stuff.
Sure.
Um, I would say uh, some of the stuff was, of course, inspired by Celtic Frost, but there was a lot of influences from the Norwegian scene back then as well, Mayhem, Dark Throne, and such bands. But in Aeternum, it felt like we can't do that, because I felt I had more to give as a guitar player as well. And we got some new guys in the band. So the music kind of changed in a natural way with a new band name, of course. And then we did, if I remember it right, we did And Darkness Came, the mini CD. I think that was 97 or something. So then from then on, we started having contact with Necropolis Records, and we did a special demo for them because they wanted to see if we had developed our sound and become better musicians and stuff like that. So we did that, and then they said, "All right, let's fucking sign you guys to Necropolis Records," and then it just kept on going. So
Yeah, and I think it's amazing this album made me go back to your catalog. And it's
yeah,
amazing to see the progression of the band.
that was cool. A lot of the things happen through the years, so it feels good.
And one of the things we have to talk about is the cover art. It's absolutely fucking amazing. I wanted to ask who's responsible for it.
That's a guy from Portugal. Um, he has a company called Belial Necro Arts, and I found him. I think it was Daniel who found him on Facebook or something. So we all checked him out, and we saw the stuff he had made in the past, and it looked really good.
Yeah.
So I got in contact with him, and gave him a few ideas, and he came back to me and said, like, yeah, but I have a different idea. He said, so do you want me to try that? And I said, oh yeah, yeah, go ahead and try it. But I was, from the beginning, I said we want a central figure on the cover, and he came back with something completely different, and it didn't look bad, but it was one of those covers that nobody would notice.
Mm.
So I told him straight up, this is the wrong stuff. This is not what we want. So you have to change it. You have to go back and use the ideas I gave you in the first place. And that's what he did. And so I went back and we went for the Grim Reaper. We had a Grim Reaper on the second album as well. But this time it's a bit different. But it came out really, really good. And there's a lot of people, they say, yeah, when you see that, you stop and you look.
Yes.
So it's not like when you're going through the records at a record store, you're not going to just go past it, because you're going to stop and think, what the fuck is this? And then you're
Right.
going to lift it up and find out, And that was really important. And from the beginning, we actually tried to get Necrolord to do the cover again, since he did the two first ones.
Mm.
And we also tried to get in contact with Joe Petagno, who did Dawn of a New Eon, that cover. But nobody got back to us, and we tried to reach out to Necrolord both on fucking Instagram, Facebook, through text, everything, but it just vanished. Couldn't get
And,
a hold of him.
and who came up with the logo?
Well, I think I did the logo back in the days using that font, but I'm not really sure who put together the pentagram with the goat. I can't fucking remember. It's been such a long time, and I really can't remember. I do think it is. What's his name? Uh, Fuck. Uh, I can't think about his name right now. Who actually made the goat pentagram, but he's done a lot of stuff, and right now my mind is playing tricks on me, so I can't remember it.
Mhm. And I wanted to ask you as well, what are your lyrical inspirations?
Well, from here. Well, uh, mostly from my own head. And on the new one, both me and Daniel have written some lyrics, and we've also, taken some historical things and put it in there. Beneath the Darkened Tomb,
Hmm.
Daniel wrote that one, and that's a bit of a that's a legend. It kind of tells in the lyrics. Have you read the lyrics, by the way?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
That's
good.
one of the reasons I love that song, and I wanted to
Yeah,
ask you about it.
yeah. So, and then of course we got other things. Spirits of the Dead speaks for itself. Getting in contact with the spirits of the dead, kind of thing. Um, and Bow to None, of course, you get the message on that one. Is pretty
Sure,
straight in your face.
absolutely.
And but the song that means the most to all three of us in the band is the last one, to those who have rode on, and that's a special one. It's a hymn to the ones who passed away,
Mm.
friends and family, anyone that we used to know. And working with Eric on that one, that was one of the things that I wanted to do, since he wrote Seven Storms of Doom on the last album 21 years ago. And this time I phoned him up and asked him that, do you want to contribute? Because we got this really heavy song. I'm going to send it to you. And I told him what I wanted the lyrics to be about, and he just loved it and said, "Yeah, I'll write the lyrics for you." And he didn't just write the lyrics; he actually put down the vocal lines as well. So it turned out really good. And then we got him to do some guest vocals on the song as well. So uh, it's
And
really
here
cool.
we are. You've released an album that is great from top to bottom. There's no filler tracks on this album. Will you tour on this album?
Well, right now, we haven't even rehearsed yet as a full band. So we're still trying out. We got a bass player that we're gonna try out in the next couple of months. We're all rehearsing on our own. And Para, our drummer, is busy with Hell Butcher, so it's not much time right now. So we'll see if we're gonna tour or if we're gonna do one-off shows. So we have a few offers to do festivals, both this year and next year. So we're gonna take it from there, because after all, we need to get a good deal to be able to go out and play as well. It's not like we're 25 anymore. Oh, we got bills to pay.
I wanted
Well,
to ask you as well. And speaking of that, what lies ahead? Is there considerations of making videos?
well, we did talk about it before the album got out. We spoke to Soul Seller Records about it, maybe doing a lyric video or something, and they didn't want to front the money for that. And we know a few people who can actually help us out, but I'm not sure if we're gonna do it. We talked about it, but it's a slow process.
And in doing that, were there tracks that didn't make the cut for the album that you
No,
still have?
no, none. We were concentrating because when I met Daniel back in October 24, and at a festival, and we started talking, and came up with the fact that, okay, next year in 2025 it's going to be 20 years since we did the last album. And I said, what about doing some music together and see where it will take us, And then he said, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And it took about, I think it was like 3 weeks or something, and I get a call from him and he says, yeah, I've done some new stuff recorded. I will send it to you. And I said, yeah, I got some stuff as well. And we all started making riffs for the album. And so I went up to his studio, which is 2.5 hours north of where I live, and we just started recording everything. And then we started putting everything together. And so we really really worked our ass off to put it together in the best possible way. And we figured that at least we're going to have 8 songs. That was the plan from the beginning. And then we ended up with 9 songs plus the intro and one of the middle intros
Sure.
on the album. So there was no time for any extra songs or anything like that. We did talk a little bit about maybe doing a cover song or something, but in the end, we didn't feel like it. It was just, we wanted to concentrate on the album. And so what we have as extra stuff, if we would do something, that's the pre-production stuff that we did. And we got pre-production stuff on all the songs that made it on the album. So they sound a bit rough, but they sound pretty cool as well.
And now the album's out and it's gotten great response. Is it safe to say we don't have to wait another 20 years?
It's safe to say that. I'll be fucking 70 in 20 years. Well, to be honest, Daniel has already made one new song that we're going to be looking into. So, but it's not like we're not in a hurry. The new album has only been out
Sure.
for 1 month, and but we do intend to do another album. So
Great.
I'm not sure. I think it's going to take another year at least, another year, maybe 2 years to finish it off. Because right now we got to start rehearsing, get a live set going, make some gigs, and see where it takes us. But of course, we can still record the ideas that we have. And then we can go back and work on it a little bit more. So, but it won't take 20 years. Not
Good.
even 5 years, I would say.
I wanted to ask you, you've been doing this a long time. If you could look back in time up to now, what would you say has been your proudest moment so far?
Well, one of the proudest was, of course, to release the first album. That was really really big for us. And looking back now, and back then it was like a couple of kids. Oh, fuck, we were like, oh, we recorded the album in '98. So I think I was 22 or 23, and I didn't think that in like, what is it now? It's 25. It's been 28 years
Yes.
since we recorded that one, and I I would never think that anybody would care almost 30 years later about that album. But still, when you see, uh, I've seen some comments when they comment on the new one, and they say, "Well, Forever Blasphemy is still the best," and that's been 27 years since it was released, and 28 since we recorded it, and people still think it's one of the best albums that they've heard, and that's a true honor because that's how I feel about certain albums that bands did like 35 years ago. So now I'm the guy that people talk about and saying, "Oh fuck, you did a great album back in '99," and I'm almost like, "Wow," you know, it feels a bit unreal to be
Sure.
honest. So, but it is a great feeling, and it's I appreciate it. I mean, we did something good for the music industry, for the guys and girls who loves this kind of music, and it's fucking awesome.
And from the time you started, what do you feel has been the best advice that has been given to you along the way?
Well, I'll tell you what, the music business is a fucking pain in the ass. That's something I learned very early on. Of course, we had a lot of fun doing all these records, tours, and everything. Met thousands of great people on the journey. I don't regret anything that we've done. Not signing to any label or whatever. It's just been a great ride. But at some point, I got fed up with the music industry, and I think it was 2007 or something. 2008 it must have been. And I just stopped. I was fed up because the music industry sucked. All the organizers, uh, they don't want to pay for anything.
Crooks.
They hardly pay for the travel expenses, and then you show up and you get a fucking cold pizza or pasta or something with tomato sauce, and they think you're gonna deliver a good show. It's uh, that kind of got into my head, and I said, "Fuck it." I didn't want to have anything to do with it for a few years.
Sure, and the thing, I used to be on Spotify. I used to only do audio interviews. And
Yeah,
then when it started with all this AI music crap, I said, fuck that.
yeah.
I can't support that and be a part of that.
I
Because
fucking hate it.
to me it'd be just wrong because I speak so much about hating it. Why should I be putting my work there?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I
because it's
hear
just
you.
you look at these AI bands and they're getting thousands upon thousands of hits. And what they do is if you create a playlist or something, they'll try to add them tracks on. And it's just a fuckery.
Oh, fuck.
You know what I mean? And
That's gotta piss anybody off that
and in
loves
doing what I
music.
do, I review 20 to 30 albums a week. And I fell victim to it 2 years ago. I found
Yeah,
this band called the Frostbite Orkings, right?
yeah.
Stuff was catchy as all hell. Greatest melodies, blah, blah, blah. So I reach out and a guy goes, well, the band's five supercomputers. He he goes, do you want to talk to him? I said, fuck no, I don't want to talk to him. I said, what are we gonna talk about? You know,
Exactly.
if one of your computers gets divorced and gets fucked for all their money, we'll talk about that. But until then, we got nothing to say.
Uh,
You know what I mean? It's just that's it. I I hope that everyone follows other music formats and just starts banning this shit because it's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Oh, fuck. Well, I've only listened to a few AI stuff, and it's soulless and it's a piece of
Yes.
shit.
Yeah, I
It's not.
know.
It's not
And
real
but the
music.
problem is it's gotten so good that I've come to a point that when I review albums for the week, I go back and look and see, do they have an Instagram? Do they have any social media? And that's
Yeah,
a tell.
yeah.
Besides that, the tones are just no vocalist has perfect tone all the time.
Exactly.
So you know it's fake.
Fuck them all.
Yeah.
Ah,
But
music comes straight from the heart, nothing else.
absolutely. And
Um,
that's one thing AI will never have.
yeah, that's right.
I wanted to ask you as well, now that the album's out, what's the best way to get a physical copy and any merchandise that you have?
Well, of course, uh, the record label is selling it. I'm not sure. I think they got distribution all over the world. So I know a few friends of mine from Chicago. I bought the album. For example, we have a few. We have a few in stock as well, but we're running low right now. I think we got like 15 CDs left or something out of 50, something like that. Oh, actually 75 or something. And I think we got maybe 10 LPs left. So uh, buying records from the band is not a good thing in this case. But we're going to be putting up some merchandise, some T-shirts, three different ones. So I started working on a big cartel thing yesterday because I've been selling stuff through Facebook, and it's way too much to keep track on. You got to answer people when they send you a text message, and it just gets too much. So Daniel suggested that we do a big cartel page. So I was putting up stuff on that one yesterday, and I have to finalize it this week. So right now we got a new album cover on the t-shirts, and we got another one with some layout from the new album as well. Then today I actually got the Forever Blasphemy T-shirt in stock.
Oh, excellent!
For the first time in many years. So we actually did it like, should I say, we did it the old school way, and we used the old layout for it with a new logo. But the back print has never been used before, but it was supposed to be on the tour shirts for the '99 tour that we did with Immortal. So I dug that one up and said, "Oh, let's put this on the back,
Oh, yeah.
just for fun, So, and it came out really good. I can actually, I'm gonna go and get one and show it to you on the camera.
Excellent. Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. That's how it turned out.
That is badass.
So then you got the damn tour
That's
dates
excellent.
and fuck the feeble ways of Christ. That was what the tour was going to be called. But the shirts we got back in '99 only had the logo and the demon. There was nothing on the back. So,
Yeah, that's killer, man.
so these are coming
Lastly,
up
lastly, I wanted to give you the floor. If you could say anything to your fans, what would you tell them?
to my parents,
To your fans.
to my fans. Oh, sorry, I got hearing aids. Well, what I want to say, I want to thank them for all the years of supporting the band. And I've seen a lot of people asking, when are you going to make a new album? When are you going to make some new music? And I've seen that for the past, I think it's the past 10 years at least. And I want to thank everyone for actually sticking out, sticking to their guns and just waiting for us. And I hope the wait was worth it, because this album is a killer album in my opinion,
It is.
and I hope everyone finds something on it that they like, and that they're gonna be playing it for a long time, and hopefully in another 30 years somebody will still pick it up and play it, because there's a lot of new guys in their late teens and early 20s. They're finding out about this kind of music and our band, of
Yes.
course. So, and in 30 years they're going to be in my age.
And even at my age at 60, discovering you.
Yeah.
This album made me go back to your catalog, and it's been such a pleasure to go through this journey with you. I couldn't
Yeah.
wait to speak about this album.
That's cool. I appreciate it. It's cool to hear, because you know finding out that we got people listening from their early teens and up 60s, and it's fucking amazing. You never grow old. You
That's
fucking
right.
love this kind of music. You don't grow old.
No, because once you're in the community forever.
Yeah, exactly. So You listen to metal music, you're stuck forever.
Yes. Well, I wanted to thank you for taking your time to speak with me. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you.
It's been a pleasure speaking to you as well. I
Please
appreciate
keep me
you taking the time.
please keep me updated on any new news as it comes about. And don't make me wait another 20. I may not be here.
I might not be here in 20 years.
But thank you, my friend, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. You take care.
All right, horns
Speak to you
up.
later on. Cheers.
Cheers.